And maybe that just showed them, oh, if people have currency, they don't buy Sigma skins. Because I don't know why else they give him absolutely nothing.
Granted, they wouldn't know that for JQ or Ramatra.
Yeah, but they can sort of assume.
They're new characters. People.
Yeah, they're new characters. One of them's a big dommy mommy. The other one's a robot with a sexy voice. Of course people are going to love them.
Hello, everyone. It's been a little while. Happy New Year. I may sound a little tired because I am. I woke up half an hour ago. Yeah, we may or may not have overslept, and I know I say we because
I'm here.
Yeah, Ness is actually here. Like, he's
physically here,
sitting next to me. He crossed the ocean for anything other than spices. It's very surprising.
It's interesting. There's literally no spices here, only vinegar.
Yeah. So, yep, Ness is physically here with me, and although I wish he were, he's not physically here. We have Ian.
Hello.
There's Ian.
Normally, I'm the tired one on the podcast. What a twist.
I'm always tired, Ian. Don't lie.
Ian, how much do you actually sleep, given your job?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, we won't then. We've got a nice setup of a few topics of what has happened around Overwatch lately.
Yep.
Starting, of course, with our new favorite FFA mode, the Battle for Olympus.
Yeah, I've played more Battle of Olympus than I have, like, the rest of Overwatch, like, in general, in the last, like, 2 months. Within, like, the week, like, 2 weeks that Olympus has been out.
Yeah, we've grinded the fuck out of it. Despite sharing one PC, we've grinded the shit out of that mode.
We've put in a ludicrous amount of hours. I have 4 titles. Ness has 2. We've gone through way too many bags of chips and things of Oreos.
Gamer fuel.
We even went through some exotic things, like stuff we found at the imported Asian market in Boston.
Yeah, we did. We sure ate like crab chips,
like fried crab flavored Lay's, and like Texas barbecue flavored Lay's that didn't taste like barbecue.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's all stuff imported from East Asia, so most of it is not in English. Almost none of it's in English. You have to figure it out by looking at it. You have to go by context clues.
Yes. Is there a crab? Oh shit, there's a crab. It must be crab.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we've been through a lot of snacks going through this. I like it.
It's a very interesting mode. It feels like they've had this one cooking for a long time.
Yes, I've thought that exactly as well. Because I think this is something they've had in the works for a while.
Like, look at you can tell what the original balance state was of the heroes when they started working on it. Like, Ramatra doesn't have his speed boost. JQ is missing 25 health.
So is Ramatra.
Ryan is at 500 health and Hog at 600.
Yeah, Ramatra has 400 health flat. No, not that extra 50.
Lucio doesn't have the support passive at all.
Nope.
But he does heal himself at Overwatch 1 rates.
Do the tanks have their passive?
No.
I
think
no, they don't, because they get booped farther.
Yeah.
Right.
Only when they
I don't know if,
ults they take less knockback. Believe me, I know. I've played Lucio for most of this.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you have.
Oh, God.
Lucio is a menace in that mode, and I love it.
It's it's the scariest character to go up against, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of JQ.
And Widowmaker.
I don't think Widow's too bad.
Surprisingly, I don't
Lucio,
mind Widow
I
that
think,
much.
is the menace. Yeah.
Well, no, like, the thing with Widowmaker is, like, she's not the worst in this mode because everyone is, like, pretty tanky. But it's still Widowmaker. So...
And it's a Widow that can freeze your ass.
Yeah, so it's like, I feel contractually obliged to
dislike
her and beat her up as much as possible.
Yeah, I feel like Widowmaker is sort of the weak link in the lineup of Battle for Olympus. Like, she's the one that feels a little bit out. Like all the tanks feel like they fit because they just, slam their heads into each other. Lucio's there booping people in mass. Pharah even, is being a menace with her rocket barrage and stuff. But, like, Widowmaker just feels like the odd one out for whatever reason to me.
She wasn't really meant to be there, was she?
Yeah, it almost feels like she's only there because of, like, the skin tie-in. And, like, she doesn't really work in that mode in the same way all those other characters work. And I think they tried to sort of make up for that by giving her, like, tremendously increased damage output with, like, her headshots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still utterly shocked that Sigma, a character named after a Greek letter, had nothing to do in this Greek-themed event.
God, Blizzard must have some sort of, like, data saying that people just do not spend money on Sigma cosmetics or something like that. Because, like, he doesn't get anything.
They wouldn't know that yet.
But they could at least know, like, how often people purchase, like, the skins in Overwatch 1 for Sigma just with the in-game currency. They would have that data. And maybe that just showed them, oh, if people have currency, they don't buy Sigma skins. Because I don't know why else they give him absolutely nothing.
Granted, they wouldn't know that for JQ or Ramatra.
Yeah, but they can sort of assume.
They're new characters. People...
Yeah, they're new characters. One of them's a big Dommy mommy. The other one's a robot with a sexy voice. Of course people are going to love them.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
New sexiest robot released. Get on the bandwagon, boys.
Listen, I'm just saying, I already do tear up that lobby as JQ and Ramatra and Hog. And Orion, actually. I've torn everything. I've torn shit up as all those characters. But man, if they had Sigma in there,
it's over.
It's over. I would have hit the top of that scoreboard real quick.
They would have made. Oh. But onto a few quirks of the mode. Of course, Ian, I don't know how you think about this, but I feel like the mode itself is skewed towards making JQ win eventually.
I understand why you say that, and I've seen a lot of people say that. I'm not necessarily convinced that's the case.
She does,
but certainly damage. She does seem.
She does 300 damage with her knife throw during her ult.
Yeah.
She does like 280 with her axe swing in her ult. And her shout does like AoE damage in her ult.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them count as healing.
Yeah, she's certainly a bit crazy in the mode.
But the aspect of the mode that I've liked the most, actually, is the statue part. Because that's what I've been fighting for.
Oh my god, that's such a cool element for them to introduce. Like, whoever wins will be immortalized. Mm-hmm. And it's such a driving factor. I love it.
People have truly rallied for it. Communities are banding together to make one character win or one character lose. It's really interesting.
Yeah, the Lucio community has done its thing and become a hive mind cult yet again. It is
a common occurrence for Lucios to be in the same lobby and not shoot at each other, out of not wanting to interrupt each other's combos.
Yeah, so they can just rack up kills. It's
oh my god! There was a moment a couple days ago when I was playing as Reinhardt and I used my Earth Shatter, so I had my ultimate thing going.
Yeah.
And then, like, I turn around, and it was on the Ruins map, and I just see 4 different Lucios all wall riding towards me from different angles. I cannot remember the last time I felt that genuinely terrified while playing Overwatch. Believe me, I knew I was going to die, and I did very quickly. But just seeing 4 of these frogmen wall riding towards me from different angles, knowing they're all going to work together to kill me in that instant, it was terrifying, and I loved it.
They sped towards you, said, "I am going to beat you to death."
It's like, what do you do? It's like being attacked by a swarm of bees. Like, there's nothing you can do about it.
So did you end up getting your shit kicked in?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. I was dead within 3 seconds.
I fucking love Lucio players, man. They're so fucking funny.
Well, Ness, the rally cry has worked.
Alright, so, Ian, I have my little story, right? I decided that on, like, one of the first days that I started playing, I would basically try to rally as many Lucios in every lobby as possible by saying things like "rats together strong" or "heal up for Hermes" and things. And it has most definitely worked. Sometimes a bit too well. For instance, one game I had 7 Lucios and 1 JQ.
Ooh.
The JQ did not last long. She left almost a minute in. Other times, I would get like 1 or 2 or 3 Lucios. Sometimes the lobby did not much like that and just all left.
Right.
But Lucio so far, at least to me, has seemed to be the character that gets the most community support in getting his kills up.
I'm actually in this video. I'm gonna put up the screenshots of the match chat. that you had. Please no.
So I started a match with like rats together strong. And someone was like, "Please, no! No, Lucio, please!"
It was just the sheer terror that you could feel through the screen. It's so funny. No, it's... I don't even like Lucio, but I hope Lucio wins.
Yeah, I've certainly seen a lot of, like, Lucio swarms in this mode. But what I think I've actually seen even more of are Reinhardt herds. Where, like,
really?
There'll be, like, 6 out of the 8 people on the server are just Reinhardt.
I've
the
seen
difference,
that
though,
once.
with that is that the Lucios, they'll work together. The Reinhardts, no, they all go Rein specifically to kill the other Reins.
Yeah, it's like an honor duel. They just have these...
Yes.
Reinhardts have an honor duel. Lucios want to win.
Yeah.
Yes.
Reins have honor duels. Lucios just form a hive mind.
They form a flock. A flock of Lucios flies towards you at light speed. What do?
Fall over.
Yeah, just accept that you're gonna get sent to Kingdom Come. Like, you're gonna get booped once and not hit the ground until you're long dead.
It's so awful because you have like 4 Lucios on you, and you're like, boom, stun, boom, stun, boom, stun, boom, stun,
Yeah.
and they'll fucking stagger their boops perfectly so that you can never move. So that by the time that the 4th Lucio has booped you, the first one has their boop off cooldown. It's brutal.
Welcome to the hive mind, baby.
It's just, oh god.
Yeah, Lucios just seem to be able to work together the best so far.
I will say that one thing that I do find kind of annoying is like there's so many lobbies we'll go to and are people just like farm, like the fucking seagulls from Nemo. Farm.
Just like
farm?
kill trading.
Yeah, just kill trading until everyone has like 19.
Oh, that happened to me the other day. They were people were just sitting around kill trading. I was playing Reinhardt. I just kept murdering them all. And eventually reached the point where I had like 17 eliminations and the next highest was like 10. And then they're like, wait a minute, what's this Reinhardt doing? Like screw him. So like the entire server just tried to kill me at that point. And it was so much fun because I just pissed all of them off because they were trying to kill trade and I just actually played the game.
Well,
and then I just ended up winning.
That's the thing. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cute, I guess. I'll play along. And then the next match that happened, and then the next match that happened, and then the next match that happened, and then the next match that happened. I'm like, oh my god. I just want to play the game.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like 9 times out of 10, you end up earning fewer kills by organizing a kill trade thing. Because these people were like typing in text chat, trying to communicate, okay, I'll go Pharah and get X number of kills, I'll go Widow, get X number of kills, and I'm just running around murdering people, and I'm getting a ton of kills and they're getting none.
Well, the way that I've actually kind of considered doing it is that I'll just hit 19, and then I'll kill myself, and then I'll just keep getting a kill and then falling off the map. Because
it resets your kill counter so the game doesn't end, but it keeps your kills going.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's fine. But
I've actually done that on Lucio as well. Not even specifically in a farm lobby. It was a lobby with 7 Lucios. Most of them couldn't kill each other. I was already at 19. I was like, kind of don't want this lobby to end. I still have 5 minutes in the game left.
Yeah.
So I kept killing myself until I got like 25 kills in total.
Yeah, and basically whenever I'm in a farm lobby, I'm not gonna play along with you, but I will, I'll let you all get to 19.
Nah, I don't do that. I just play to win.
So what's the character you've been playing the most in this mode so far?
I mean, everyone except Widowmaker basically I've been playing pretty evenly.
All right.
The character I've been playing the most is Reinhardt.
I've probably played a bit more Rein. Rein and Lucio are probably my 2 most played. Maybe Junker Queen is also up there as well.
I've by far played Lucio the most. I've not played Junker Queen out of just not wanting her to win the statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I have all of the cosmetics that I would want, right? I have the Lucio Herald of Hermes. I have his voice line. I have the Ramatra Pride of Poseidon title. It's good. That's all I need.
Yeah.
It was a bitch to get though. Ramatra is just really not super good.
No.
Yeah, he feels particularly weak in that mode.
Well, because he doesn't have the speed boost on his Nemesis form.
No. And also his primary fire just went in Omnic form, just like
it doesn't do anything.
In that context, it just doesn't do anything. Yeah,
every
you just
single
have
other
to go
hero
Nemesis.
has a worthwhile primary fire in that mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you go into Nemesis form, and it's not exactly like you're throwing Junkrat bombs.
No, you're throwing 60 damage little punches.
Yeah. So, he just doesn't have the burst, really, compared to the other characters.
His ult is good, though.
His ult is good. His ult is really good.
Basically throws Sigma fluxes on a cooldown.
Yeah. Ness and I were talking about that. It's like, wait, this is a better balanced patch for Ramatra than the Ramatra we have. like this is actually kind of better. I like this more.
If they had made the Ravenous Vortex a bit more like that, I could see it being a lot better. Because Ravenous Vortex right now is just kind of a niche ability.
Yeah. So it's a good time. Do you have any overall thoughts on it, Ian?
I really like it. It's the most fun I've had playing Overwatch, I think, since October.
It feels like Overwatch 1.
It feels, yes, it does feel a lot like Overwatch 1. It's very chaotic, which is something that I tend to like in those sort of arcade modes. Mm-hmm. That's why I like normal deathmatch. And it also just feels so fresh. Yes, it's something different. Sure, it's the same heroes, but their abilities are all tweaked. And it's a different play style, and the stakes are higher, and there's all the little pickup items and things, and it's more chaotic. It's it feels like something new, which I really like.
The items,
I know they're great.
The ult charge, the shields.
Yeah, we were talking, Ness and I, about how in a future game mode they should just have those ult packs.
Not even in a future game mode, just in a future map, just have an ult pack somewhere on the map. Maybe even the central point of the map and have it be a push game mode.
Yeah, where you fight over it. Because, like, I really liked how it worked. Because the way I would play on, like, most characters is that
collect the ult
I would basically just play fucking Banjo-Kazooie and go around collecting these ult packs, and then I would ult and get a bunch of kills. And basically any kills I got along the way were just so, like, they were just
on your way to the ult pack.
Yeah, it was the intention was not to kill. They were just something I had to do along the way.
Yeah, I think the mode is great. Like, people have been, like, dunking on it pretty hard because, it's just there to sell skins. Like, that's all Overwatch 2 is at this point. It's there to sell skins.
Well,
I've been having a lot of fun with it.
One downside to this mode is that you can't queue it up in a group.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just the nature of
FFA.
Deathmatch. Like, it's what you're going to get with a deathmatch mode. And I get it. There are a lot of people who don't like deathmatch, and if you don't like deathmatch, you're not going to like Battle for Olympus.
Well, I don't like deathmatch, but Battle for Olympus has definitely grown on me a lot.
Yeah, it's I think it's just because it's so different. It's something so fresh, right? Even if you don't like deathmatch, it's something that you're gonna want to try. So
gotta get those titles.
Gotta get those voice lines.
Yeah, I mean the titles are such a bitch to get, but and that's why I was like, I have 4. I'm good. All I wanted were the ones for the tanks. I'm fine. So,
are you going to be repping any titles here, Ian? What's the character you want to win?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm really like. I guess if there was like one hero that I'd love to see the statue for, I'd be Reinhardt. Because just I love the voice lines of the different skins in the mode itself.
Oh yeah,
and like Reinhardt's Minotaur voice lines are all just so good. I think because just the personality of Reinhardt as a Minotaur, that is what makes me want him to get the statue.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's Minotaur Reinhardt standing there on the Ilios map for the rest of time. Like, I would love that.
I personally want Lucio to win, of course, but not because it's Lucio, but because it's Hermes.
I want Lucio to win just because I think it's funny what they've been doing to get the statue.
Rats together strong.
Yeah, like that's all. I just want to see them win because I'm amused and impressed by this absolute hive mind behavior.
It's almost like a better competitive system in its own right, where like people are competing on a meta level as opposed to in the game itself necessarily.
But just like
where it's like, everybody wants to get that statue.
Just like in comp, some people do not care about the meta level.
Yeah.
They simply play to play.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it doesn't actually actively hurt anyone in this game mode.
Right.
I think this is the closest to Quake we've been in Overwatch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's a good comparison.
And Sojourn's not even in the mode.
I know.
Sojourn's not in the mode. Pharah is, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Battle of Olympus. It's a good time.
It's a great time.
I love the voice lines, so.
The voice lines are great. I especially love the kill lines between the characters and their skins, because they just beef with each other's as their character.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Like, when Lucio kills Pharah, he says, "Hey, you find your own way home, right?" It's a great one to say. Fucking Hermes to Hades.
Which one was it?
It's so great. It's just like the voice lines not only fit the Greek gods and deities and monsters and stuff, but also the heroes themselves.
Yes.
Like, they're so well written in that regard. Where just like any voice line from one of those special skins fits not only the Greek mythology character, but also the hero. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm loving this. It's Such a good mode.
Roadhog being the Cyclops, man.
Oh, I love it. I love his ultimate. Oh, it's so funny.
He just becomes big.
He just becomes huge.
Shoots Sigma rocks, of course you'd like it.
I love it. And it's so funny because, like, sometimes you literally have to crouch to get under doors. It's so funny.
We've speculated. What if Demon Overwatch was like that?
Yeah, what if that's what you have to do with Demon? Like, if you have to actually crouch under doors. Like, that's part of the playstyle.
What if they ever release a character so big you have to crouch to get under doors?
Right. Oh, that'd be... I would love it. I don't know.
Oh, what if that's what Ramatra's Nemesis form was like? It became so big you had to crouch to get around.
I would love that. But, yeah, so that's Battle of Olympus. Oh, man, it's a good time.
Now on to a much less played part of the game, the actual game. There was a balance patch.
There was a balance patch.
Very few noticed. But it was a good balance patch, in my opinion.
I didn't... where's the balance patch?
We should probably pull up the balance patch as well.
Now, are you talking specifically the one that happened on the same day that Olympus went up, or are you talking about the one before that?
Maybe even a bit of both. We haven't really uploaded.
Because the new one that came out the same time as Olympus is, like, very minuscule. Like, the only character that got anything notable, really, is Junker Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we can do them both a bit. Now, there's some other things in there. They just won't change anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Junker Queen got that Carnage buff. Cooldown reduced by 2 seconds for each enemy it impacts. I love that. I love those sort of fun little interactions.
Getting additional bleed damage on a target that she direct hits with the knife as well.
Mm-hmm.
And all the bleed damage,
the knife.
All the bleed damage will be automatically queued up even if you kill the target.
Yeah.
Like all of these buffs that the Queen got in this latest patch, these are all just like, yes. Like, why did she not always have these?
It's something that, like, I think I finally figured something out for JQ, because, oh boy.
Yeah.
She wasn't quite doing it. And, like, they did all of that without buffing her too much in a team setting, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was what made her broken to begin with, initially when she came out. But this makes her, like, base kit better without making her broken in a team setting.
Right.
Which is probably more fun for an individual hero.
I do love the Carnage buff. Oh, it's so fun. Because, like, the thing is that
imagine just throwing your axe into, like, I don't know, there's no real combos anymore, is there?
What do you mean?
Like, you can't throw your JQ axe into a grav or something. You're just gonna have to slam it into 4 people and you get it back instantly.
Yeah, I mean, I just love... the thing is, like, Carnage is still really awkward and clunky, which I don't like, but, like, I do like that now I just get, like, free reduction on the cooldown. Because the thing is, right, its cooldown is usually, what, 10?
Yes.
Yeah. So, basically, effectively, if you're even somewhat competent, it's always going to be on, at most, an 8-second cooldown. Because, like, the only way you have a 10-second cooldown is if you swing and hit nothing.
It's an odd one,
which, right? To be fair, happens...
It happens often.
Not too frequently. Yeah.
Really? I don't... It doesn't happen often to me, but...
You wind up and everyone just walks away.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like giving it the cooldown reduction helps offset how clunky the slow wind-up on it is.
Right.
Which, I still don't like that part of it, and, like, maybe there's something they could tweak there, but it's not nearly as bad when you get the cooldown reduction as an element. Because, it rewards you being able to actually land it then, because then you get the reduction, and then you can just swing it again.
I mean, I guess if the one thing they could fix there is just, like, give you a small speed buff, like 10% or something, but... I don't know. That might be a bit too abusable.
Yeah, and I mean, Charity has the shout, which gives her the speed buff. So I don't think it's like necessary to have a speed buff on the axe swing itself. But
There's some things you can do with Carnage, but this is definitely a way to do it.
It's a good way to do it. I like it.
Mm-hmm. It's a fun way.
It is
fun.
Zarya, getting kneecapped a little less now.
Yep.
Yeah, they gave her back part of her kneecaps.
Yeah, they were like, oh shit, maybe we should give her back some artificial kneecaps because we really stole her previous ones.
God, ever since Overwatch 2 launched, I feel like every major balance change has just been a sledgehammer nerf or buff.
A sledgehammer
nerf Zarya's too
character?
strong, obliterate her. Doomfist is too weak, turn him into a god.
Turn him into a god. Then next patch, take his kneecaps, make him worse than before.
Yeah,
is that what they did?
He's worse than before. Yeah, I'd go as far as to say that.
Holy shit! I haven't played enough normal Overwatch.
Yeah, I haven't played a ton of Doomfist, even when he was a god, so I don't really know how that balances out.
I mean, he wasn't very fun. He was just Punchbot 2.
He still is. Boogaloo. It's still what he is. It's a miserable character design, but that's a discussion for another time. Yeah, it's
There's also just a lot of balance changes missing because they keep promising us like, oh guys, we're gonna start looking at Brig, we're gonna start looking at Sombra, we're gonna start looking at Hog, and they have not changed anything yet.
To be fair, if they don't change Hog, I'm more than happy with that. When they were like, oh, we're gonna soft rework Hog, I was like, oh, here it comes. Mm-hmm. Here comes the mortal fuck up.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I was really nervous when I saw them announce that.
Because it's like soft rework. It's like, do you understand how Hog works? Because it sounds like you don't understand how Hog works.
Well, it's clear they don't understand how Hog works. They're still figuring it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's unfortunate when at the announcement of the balance team saying they'll do something, the almost universal community responses dread.
Fear, dread, and shitting themselves.
Because, that just seems to be how it is with Overwatch in general. Every time they announce they're going to do something balance-wise, people just dread it. It's not good. I mean, it's just a sign of how absolutely dog shit they are at balancing, but it's... Yeah.
It's like, guys, we're gonna look at Doomfist. And like, okay, they're cooking. Hold up, let them cook. We're gonna give him more power in his punch. Like, that's the only part we didn't.
Yeah, not that. It's just, I hate it. He's,
Yeah, I don't. For me personally, I feel like I always have another weird thing about Overwatch 2 that I never really had in Overwatch 1. I always feel like I have a visceral reaction to whenever they announce. Oh, we're going to make some changes. They're talking about, oh, we're going to add some changes to Brig and potentially rework her. And I'm like, good. I don't care what you do to her. It can't make her worse and less engaging to play than she is currently. Delete her from the game for all I care. She might as well not exist.
If she wasn't in the game right now, right? There's more interaction.
Right. Yeah, it's like, I do not care what you do to her. Just do anything.
Well, they did.
Did anything. Make her Ian. Worse. Just do anything.
They did anything, Ian.
They increased the shield health.
They did do anything.
The shield health, which, oh boy, that sure is a rework right there.
They did. It does absolutely nothing.
It makes her better in the scenario where who knows actually.
Actually, yeah. What does it make her better in?
It makes her better at, I don't know, blocking Lucio shots.
It's yeah, it's not great. It's
now she can take 3 half-charged Widow shots.
Exactly. And if it works, because sometimes if she doesn't put it up in time,
it still goes through.
It still goes through, despite the fact that the barrier is up. It's yeah, it's fun.
I mean, I do appreciate that they're at least buffing the one unique element she has as a hero.
Her shield. Right.
The barrier. Mm-hmm. A support with a barrier. Like okay, you're doing something with it. It's nothing.
Let them cook.
It's not you're not actually doing anything, but you're doing something with the one thing that's interesting about her.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Moira. I like this change.
This is like the most non-change ever, because it won't change how she plays at all, except for like on the micro level.
Which is what Moira is about, though. Moira is about the micro level.
Yes. So biotic damage orb now restores a small amount of energy.
Yeah.
This is like a change that won't change anything until it changes something.
Exactly. Which, I mean, I think is the right thing to do with Moira. Like, I agree that she needs some sort of utility, but, like, this is just sort of, like, core Moira good stuff. Like, because she's about micromanaging.
Now, since we're talking about balance, and there's been a lot of discourse about balance. I'm sure, Ian, you've noticed as well. About especially like maybe 3 specific characters at the moment.
Right.
Namely one with a staff, with like yellow abilities.
Okay, so yeah, I'll be entirely honest. I've had like a lot of weird things sort of going on the past few weeks, so I haven't really been following what the hell is going on with Mercy at the moment. So if you guys could fill me in on this, I would be very much
partially, because
intrigued.
I haven't had my eyes glued to the screen as well. What?
Fix Mercy's guardian angel, sometimes allowing her to escape from Matra's ravenous vortex.
You know what the funny part is?
It's not a bug. It's actually just how like the ability works. That's the problem.
You want to know the even funnier part?
What?
It's still not fixed.
That's the problem. That's the problem with Vortex. It doesn't just outright disable movement.
It slows her more now.
Yeah, it doesn't just outright disable movement. It's just like
if you still like keep the guardian angel going, you still fly to the target. But
right.
It's Mercy has been a bit. People are noticing that. Wait a minute. She only causes unfun game states to kind of happen.
Yeah.
She only causes, like, sniper comps or pharmacy, which exactly no one but pharmacy players like.
Right.
It's just not been great. People want her to be a bit more interesting, or, like, a character that does something other than create, like, the worst comps to play against.
Right.
So, yeah, but like this has been true forever. Why are people only talking about it now?
Because she's good now.
No, she's good, but she's bad. That's the thing.
Yeah, she's like the most annoying character to fight in the game, but she's at most B tier.
Yeah.
But she sees a lot of play because of the other characters that are good right now.
Right.
Because Sojourn exists in the way she does now, so people want her to keep one-shotting, I'm
gonna be completely honest, I didn't actually notice this.
No one did.
The reduction on the barrier on Ramacha. Sorry. Yeah, no, she's... The problem is that, I mean, I've always said this about Mercy. I've been saying this for... How many years has it been? Since 2017? How many years has it been since she got that rework?
5?
Yeah, many.
People are currently what they're most upset about are damage boost
and res.
And her res.
Because res on a cooldown is inherently
busted. And it makes everything about her just impossible to
balance. Yeah, it's like I still don't understand who the fuck at the balance team. Like,
I know one shiny glowing head that used to be at the balance team.
Circa 2017, who was like, yes, making revive an ability, a normal ability, that seems perfectly reasonable.
I know one very shiny bald head that could refer to this.
Jesus
that we could
Christ.
Refer to at the moment.
It was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Why this? It's like. And then
it took them 5 years to kind of balance it.
And you remember there was that like community balance patch where they're like, yeah, we swapped Rez and Valkyrie, and like
all of the Mercy players were like, thank you, we like this.
This worked really well. And
then they just stopped.
Then they just stopped and didn't do anything with it
because it was a creator balance patch.
Yeah. Granted, it's not like those haven't gone to live before. The fucking Diva Squish and the Reinhardt Hammer being a melee, like. Those are amazing changes. I love those.
Reinhardt Hammer insta-kill is Reinhardt Shatter insta-kill is one
amazing.
Of the funniest balance changes ever.
It's amazing. I don't understand why why, like, granted...
Why don't they just use the creator balance patch from April
but
just put it to live?
Well, that's the problem, right? Some of those changes were dog shit.
Well, like the Ameng one, yeah, that's
like,
awful.
Most, like, I'll be completely honest with you, 90% of every one of those creator balance patches were horrific. But, like, some of them had, like, 1 or 2 changes that were absolute gold.
Yeah, and they just haven't really done much with them.
Yeah. It was...
I mean, I remember that period in time. More people were playing Overwatch than, like, in a, like, year and a half period before that. It's awesome.
It was so much more fun. Do you remember that, Ian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone was saying, like, yo, just put it to live and then balance out the kinks, and then they never did.
Yeah, it's the same with Roadhog, too. They're like, oh, we're going to nerf him into the ground and then work it out from there. I'm like, no, you won't!
That's what they've done so far with every problem character.
The problem is that you won't.
With every problem character except Sojourn.
Yeah, it's like... It's just... Ugh. Yeah. I mean, if we want to go on to more positive things, though, the Orisa buff is hilarious.
Now pierces through barriers upon impact.
I love it because this actually makes sort of more sense because I think the idea is that it's a Terra Surge. It comes up from the ground. It comes up from the ground, meaning that it wouldn't care if you have a barrier up. Which is cool.
And yet Earth Shatter is still blocked by barriers.
Well, yeah, but Earth Shatter is like... I think it's supposed to be like a traveling shockwave, right? But I mean, you can block a shockwave. But this, like, literally is like... It's like a volcano erupting from underneath you, which I think makes more sense. I mean, here's the thing, right? This puts Orisa in a really strange spot.
It makes her good. Like, she's good at the moment.
It makes her good, but it makes her good in a weird way because it means that, like, she has a really good ultimate.
All right ultimate.
An all right ultimate, but, like, she still really only offers the fact that she can't die.
Well, that's good enough sometimes.
Sometimes, but I mean, for the longest time,
and she's an all right brawl character. She's a better brawl. Like, she's like. Characters nowadays don't offer, like, an entirely different thing anymore. There's more of a gradient. Like, how brawly versus how pokey do you want your character?
Yeah, I mean, because for the longest time, the thing that kept Orisa not good was the fact that she offered nothing but...
brawl.
Not dying.
Well, not dying in a reasonable brawl, but Ryan was just better, and Jakey was better.
Yeah. So...
And now she's like... She can poke better than Ryan... She does about the same damage as Ryan. She can block more damage than Ryan. But she doesn't quite have everything Ryan has. She doesn't have a shield. She doesn't have Earth Shatter.
Right. So she's just kind of weird. It's like...
Well, every character is just kind of weird in terms of, like, where they fit into the game.
I guess right now that's
probably
true.
The weirdest one is Doomfist.
Doomfist doesn't fit into the game. Doomfist just sort of exists as a tumor.
He's not even Doomfist anymore. He's Man Punch.
I always say that. People are like, oh, the new Doomfist. I'm like, no, this ain't Doomfist. This is Tankfist. This is an entirely different character. Doomfist no longer exists. And then Ramatra. The Ramatra changes.
Movement speed increased. Armor bonus increased. Void barrier cooldown decreased.
Tell me, Ian.
All good shit. Really good shit.
Ian, how much have you actually noticed the barrier change?
For Ramatra?
Yeah.
Not really at all.
Exactly.
But I've definitely noticed the Nemesis form changes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yes.
It's so strange, right? Because he still hits like a wet paper towel, but like... And he still tends to fall over like a wet paper towel. But at least he's fast. At least he can...
At least he has a secondary use for Nemesis form.
Yeah. At least he can get in there first, right?
Yeah.
Because the problem before was like...
You can't get in.
You couldn't get in first. And if you could get in, you still would just like flail about.
No, they'd just simply walk away from you.
Yeah. But now, the thing is like, you can at least get in. right?
Yes. And his ultimate is infinitely better.
And his ultimate is way better, yeah. I still have my issues with Nemesis form and Vortex, but like this is better. This is significantly better.
This is dare I say a good balance change.
This is a good balance change. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've done it, guys. They've made a balance change that upset exactly no one.
Exactly.
It's because it makes a character that people want to play actually
playable.
Viable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like whenever they buff Ana, nobody complains.
I complain. I fucking hate Ana. I complain. I fucking despise Ana.
Yeah, but the pros love her.
Exactly.
No, not the pros.
Also, here's a Kiriko balance change where they straight up lied about numbers before. Suzu protection invulnerability decreased from 1 to 0.8 seconds. So remember when Kiriko was being released and they were like, guys, it only lasts 0.25 seconds. It's fine.
Yeah, I remember reading this and being like, something doesn't add up here.
Something doesn't add up. It doesn't look like 0.25 seconds in the footage.
Right.
And as it shows, it was an entire second of invulnerability.
Yeah.
Which,
do you think
that's more than Lamp usually stays up for?
Do you think they intentionally lied about the duration
Yes.
in order to have people not freak out?
Yes.
I think it's possible.
100%.
Oh, that's one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was somehow like revealed that was true, but at the same time, that's an awfully bold thing to both do and to accuse them of doing.
So
gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
So here's the here's the thing, Ian. Do you have any faith in this balance team? Because I don't.
I mean, okay. Here's a balance change I don't agree with that we should probably talk about.
I would just say I think they would schmuck it up. I have no faith in them. I think they would do it just to prevent people from getting upset.
Here's a balance change that gives me zero faith.
Yeah.
It's like a very minor balance change. It doesn't change anything in the big scheme, but okay, Sojourn, right? They've handled her about as poorly as they can.
Yes.
Except for like the railgun specifically, I think they did a really good job at handling that currently.
Yes. Everything about Sojourn besides the railgun is great.
Okay. The previous balance patch, they were like, we're adjusting her range. So we've done some changing in the numbers. She now has damage fall off, and that never mattered. It has not mattered ever. When has damage fall off ever mattered on a sniper character? Never.
Never.
Because they're simply gonna their effective range is the same.
Yes. Unless you're on Junkertown first point.
No, Junkertown first point, sniping someone on the end of first point.
Exactly. Nothing has changed. Or on like ruins. Like from way downtown.
But you couldn't do that before anyways.
Right.
Your damage fall off started at 50 meters?
Yeah.
Which you couldn't be able to do that anyways. But two things they've handled well. It does 195 instead of 260 on a headshot.
So strange still.
But the one way they handled the railgun effective range is really good now. They've simply increased the spread. She can't get her railgun at high range now.
Yeah.
That is a way of handling that. Like, you can't shoot at anyone at high range. So you can't charge your railgun at high range.
Right, which is good.
But Disruptor shot not slowing doesn't make any sense.
No, that's like the point.
Yeah.
That's like the point of the ability. Like now
it's
just an ability that does... It's an ability now that does 210 damage called Disruptor Shot.
And they literally removed the thing that is the reason it ever existed in the first place.
Yes.
And they kept the damage part, the part that people were like, I don't know, maybe it could be nerfed a bit.
It's like, why is this still an ability in this case?
At this point, just like, I don't know. It's just in there for animation reasons.
It's like Vortex.
Well, no,
it's cosmetic.
You see, at this, unlike Vortex, this is actually a useful ability.
That's true. Yeah.
Holy. Oh my god, what you just said just gave me a brain blast. do you think going forward they're gonna add abilities like Ravenous Vortex and what Disruptor Shot is now, which are genuinely worthless in the hero's kit, but merely exist to provide a cool visual for people to be like, oh, that's cool, that hero's cool, they have that big thing that has the vortex going up, that's awesome.
I mean, look at Mercy, that's basically...
It's literally a skin! It's literally a skin for the hero! That's all it is! It's just baked into their kit! Oh my god, they're gonna start doing that, aren't they?
Okay.
Cosmetic abilities.
You can't say that yet, because Disruptor Shot doesn't have any cosmetics for it.
No. Not in that sense. Literally, it's a big swirling thing. Ooh,
it's
Disruptor Shot. It's big and bright. Yeah, you look at it. You show the trailer. She fires it. It's like, whoa, what does that ability do? The same way you look at a new skin and are like, whoa, that's a cool looking skin. That's all it is, because they can sell heroes now. Oh my god.
Wait, Ian.
You've just... I've opened my third eye to Overwatch.
You know what that reminds me of? The entirety of fucking Valorant.
Oh no, I know nothing about Valorant and I don't ever wish to.
Yeah, basically a lot of their abilities are marketed like that. It's like, yo guys, this character is a turret. So every character has like 100 max health. It does 2 damage a second.
Yeah.
And it can be one shot by every single bullet in the game.
So it is literally a cosmetic ability.
So yeah, at this point, Disruptor Shot is good because it does 210 damage if you stay in it. But
no one's gonna stay in it.
You're not gonna stay in it. It does nothing.
It's like it does not pose a threat. It's
Ravenous Vortex. I feel like they could make better by just increasing the range.
Yeah, all they would have to do is just make it tall.
Make it tall and make it wide.
Like that's it. That's all you have to do.
No, like, I think Ravenous Vortex is literally just a cosmetic ability.
It's a visual.
Like, it finally makes sense. Ever since they first showed the hero, ever since we got to play him and realize the ability doesn't actually do anything, I guess I should say, I was like, what is the point of this ability? Why does it exist? Like, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Now really it makes sense.
Yeah. The ability doesn't...
It's not supposed to do anything.
The ability barely fits into the kit. Yeah, it barely fits into the kit. It's like, and he also has this thing that pulls people to the ground, but
it only goes up 10 meters.
Like 10 feet. And it's like, okay, 1, how does this fit into his kit? And 2, why is it dog shit?
It's so weird. And they very clearly balanced the entire character around him having that ability in there somewhere.
Yeah, because I think their idea was like, oh, you can use this to slow people down, to run up to them with the...
Exactly. Have it be a 15-second cooldown skill shot ability that slows them by like 2%.
For 2 seconds.
For 2 seconds.
And does 2 damage to them.
In a 5-meter range. Yeah, exactly. That'll help.
And I mean, now it doesn't even matter because Nemesis form is fast.
Yeah.
So it literally serves no purpose. It's
good job, Blizzard.
It's just...
I think the one practical application of Ravenous Vortex is ripping frogs off of walls.
That's it.
Like, that's the only time I've seen it do anything.
And it's that's not even effective. It's just funny.
It does cause funny scenarios. It causes the game to act very weird around it. Like, let's say you use Ravenous Vortex next to a ledge and a Reinhardt charges from that ledge. It just sucks him down and then kills someone, usually.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Like, it's better at, like, griefing your own team than helping your own team. It's a better combo tool for the enemy team than yours.
Oh boy. It's so funny how Ramatra's like the first character where we've been like, wait, what's the point of this?
What's the point of this ability?
No, generally, like, what's the point of this?
Like, most of them, even, yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
He does play well, though. I'll give him that.
He does play well. He's fun, but it's like, I still don't quite understand what they were going for. I still really don't understand what the overall idea was.
Ravenous Vortex at this point is just like the entire community is just saying, "Hold up, let them cook."
And they're not cooking anything.
They're not cooking. The gas is not even on.
The gas isn't even on.
Stirring a cold pot with nothing in it.
They're sitting there in the kitchen, just holding a spoon, staring into space. Like,
they're like, damn, I can't wait to cook something.
it's
just literally like a 10-gallon giant ass soup pot with just tap water in it, and they're just moving a spoon through it. Like nothing is coming out of this.
Oh god, it reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from you, Ian. It's like, I love it when they shuffle the deck and pretend like it's a different pile of cards.
Oh guys, no, your hand is different this time.
It's just, oh man. I like Ramatra. I love his character. His character's fantastic. I don't understand what they were going for with the kit. It's just, I just don't.
So hold on, I'm gonna send the GIF in the BBB
You say
text.
GIF? Shut the fuck up.
So this is currently the balance team with Ramatra.
Yeah.
They're cooking nothing.
They're cooking nothing. That's they pretend they are balancing. What a fucking bizarre situation. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do anything from here. So it's a little strange. By the way, how the fuck do you want me to put this into the video? Because I have to put this into the video.
You don't have to. Hold on. I have to find a better version of the GIF. I'll make sure it's on your PC.
Yeah, because it's just like Brick Hill update. Like, what the fuck do I do with that?
No, okay, look, this GIF is not the right one.
Okay, fine. We'll use a different one then. So yeah, that's Ramatra. Ramatra's strange. I like Ramatra, but Ramatra is strange. Okay,
You know what? My thoughts about Ramatra in that regard is, does he introduce anything fundamentally new to the gameplay of the game?
No.
No. Is he cool and fun to play? Yes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Right. I am more than content with him being in the game just because of that.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the problem is that I wouldn't say I'm fully content while playing him. I'm like, I guess I'm doing things. He's fun, but he doesn't feel super effective most of the time, but he's fun, which is okay,
I think
I guess.
one of the reasons why he can exist as he is the sheer psychic damage the ultimate caused to the entire community.
Yes, it's hilarious. I love the ability.
It lasts infinitely.
His ultimate is the one thing that makes him worth playing to me. It's like Ash. The only reason I'm interested in playing this character is because of the ultimate. Like Ash, it's like, I literally do not give a shit about this woman with a gun. Like, I couldn't give less of a shit. But this big Omnic Butler guy, fuck yeah! like that's all I care about. Ash to me is Bob on a cooldown attached to Ash is Bob. The hero is Bob, but
there's a gun character.
But there's just a gun character thrown in there, and Bob's on a cooldown. That's it. Ramatra is not quite like that. It's not quite like Ash, where it's I literally don't give a shit about this regular gameplay outside of the ultimate. But it's not. I would be lying if I said I found his regular gameplay particularly,
I like his regular gameplay.
Overwhelmingly fun or anything like that. I find it rather underwhelming, but I do love the ultimate. The ultimate is just so funny, especially when it's Ramatra versus Ramatra.
I love staring contests. They're really fun.
Because the staring contests are so funny. Because my issue with regular Nemesis form is that a lot of the time you're forced to just sit there and block, right? My favorite thing about Nemesis about Annihilation though is that it's feasible to sit there
and block
the whole time.
Just to wave hello to the other Ramatra the whole time.
It's funny because it's the same thing, but it's what makes me love it. instead of hate it. It's just.
I think some of my favorite Overwatch clips, right, going around this new balance patch, are just like Ramachas just waving hello to each other while staring at each other with the ultimate up. Just having their team fight it out while they just kind of ult there.
Yeah, they sit there and block and stare at each other. Yeah. It's fantastic. I love it. So, yeah, that's Ramatra.
That is Ramatra.
What do you want to do next? Do we want to do Twitch or the PvE?
I say we talk about the idea that Blizzard knows that giving away currency at the rate it is just super unviable, so they're giving away entire skins for free.
In stupid ways.
Yeah, they're like, guys, no, you have to watch like flats for 7 hours. Here you go. Have like a mid skin.
I like
if you queue into ML7 stream for 7 hours and maybe give him a Twitch sub, you can get a free skin.
Okay, I'd actually rather do that. Like, Flats is a cool dude, fellow Bostonian. I'm all about it. But, like, I can't watch him play for long periods of time. He just gets annoying. I'll be completely honest with you.
Poor fucking Flats, man. I have to burn his ass.
ML7 is infinitely entertaining, though. So, I'll do that.
I can't wait to basically boot up the Bitcoin mine and just, like, grind out a skin for a moment.
This is... I would like to make it clear, this is not a call-out post on my Twitter.com for Flats. I think he's great, but, like, he's not a person I can watch for long periods of time. ML7 I can watch all fucking day, and I don't even play the role that he plays.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why. Maybe it's also just because Flats spends a lot of time complaining, but that's a different conversation. But
this is really starting to sound like a call-out post on your Twitter.com.
Okay,
it is a call-out post on his Twitter.com. So far, that's all it's been. But yeah, I don't like the way they've doing it so far, because it's like, hey guys, here you go, have like a mid skin from the event that's going on, and here you go. You can't choose the skin.
Not only are you getting a mid skin that you don't get to choose
from Overwatch 1,
it's one you already have.
Yeah. And it's funny because on the Overwatch subreddit, I've noticed like the whole like Bing thing is spreading like wildfire.
Oh yeah, have I told this on the podcast?
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have.
It's easier to farm Overwatch coins through Bing rewards than playing the game.
Yeah, like it's spreading like wildfire on the subreddit. They're like, everyone go use Bing. You can literally get like 1,000 coins per week.
Holy shit! Maybe I should use Bing.
It's unbelievable.
How the fuck do I even use Bing rewards? What?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think it works in Europe. I'm
sure there are region aspects.
I think it's only the US, the UK, and Canada and Australia. I think those are the only places it works.
The only places where gambling is legal.
It's
just use a VPN.
Yeah, that'll work. Can't wait.
Which is a great segue into our sponsored segment.
Here's this VPN that's sort of shady.
Here's this shady ad for a VPN you've never seen. Tunnelware.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone, go get your Bing ready.
I mean.
And your VPN.
Except for me.
Yeah, go get your VPN ready.
I mean, I might be able to farm a Bing reward while I'm still here, actually.
Well, actually, remember...
A Bing reward.
Remember...
I'll be Bing chillin'.
Remember, you did get that shit VPN.
Yeah, well, Tunnel Bear only works for, like, an hour.
Oh.
Tunnel Bear! I have heard of that one.
Tunnel Bear is, like, free, but it only works for an hour, and there's, like, a data cap on it. When you're using it for free.
All right, well...
This podcast is not sponsored by Tunnel Bear.
Yeah, no, you have to disclose that.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, the fucking Twitch. Remember the time, Ian, where everyone was like, oh, God, they're just like, they're so desperate for any sort of community interaction on Twitch that they're forcing us to do, like, Twitch drops for anything, remember?
Well, then they
Overwatch
forced us to
1.
They were like, let's do Twitch drops for Overwatch 2, and then everyone tried to boot up the game and it didn't work.
They've gone even further this time. They've gone beyond. They've made it worse.
Next time we'll unlock the new mode through Twitch.
Yeah, exactly. Like, nobody wants to sit there and watch your fucking stream for 7 hours.
I'm not gonna watch the stream for 7 hours. I'm gonna open the stream on my second laptop and have it Bitcoin mine this game for me.
That's the thing. Like, I don't understand how they don't realize that that's literally all that people are gonna do. At this point, I think the only reason they do it is because it makes the numbers go up on the fucking viewership tab on the fucking main menu. Like, that's it.
Yes.
That is exactly
literally. That and encouraging people to stream Overwatch.
Yes.
That's it.
Because people want to get those juicy views.
Because otherwise nobody would ever give a shit.
And they're very committed to this, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Blizzard is very committed to this type of, like, Twitch integration.
Which is funny because sounds like Overwatch League is probably going to try Twitch and then bite the dust. Not even Twitch.
Overwatch League is a different beast as well. If you want, we can get into that as well, because...
Save that for a different episode.
All right.
Right now would probably be a decent time to do it, because Overwatch League isn't happening yet, so we can like speculate a little bit. But basically, for what I've gathered so far, is they still don't know what platform they're streaming on next season.
Yeah.
And all of the teams are shitting the bed already.
Yes.
And the season hasn't even started.
Yes. It's not great. It's a story for another time, but it's not great.
Yeah. A big fiery wall of shit is like the Overwatch League currently.
Twitch can't save them now.
Nothing can save them.
So that's Twitch drops. It's a whole lot of bullshit.
Open Division being streamed can maybe save them.
Yeah, it's a whole. Oh yeah, because Open Division tends to be better. Open
Division is actually fun.
Open Division is more fun, and Contenders is actually better players.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's the Twitch stuff is just so miserable. I literally can't be fucking bothered. One, because I don't want to do it, and two, because I don't need the skin. I literally already have it.
Yeah. Well, for Overwatch 1 players, of course, it's useless. But for, let's say, a new player, right? Let's say you're a new player, and you're like, okay, I'm going to boot up Overwatch. So I either play $20 for a mid-ass skin, or I watch fucking ML7 for 7 hours.
But that's the thing, right? It's another example of them basically saying to the old players, like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fuck you to old players, because it's like, well, here you go, a reward you already have.
Because it's just such a blatant, like, yeah, you guys are kind of a thorn in the side. We're just going to focus on this new player base.
A better way of handling it so far, so in the Olympus mode, you can unlock the Winged Victory Mercy skin, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a much better way of handling it. You have people play the game for the game.
Isn't that a wild concept?
That's pretty wild.
You unlock
nowadays.
things in the game by playing the game.
Yeah.
It's... What the fuck has the video game industry become?
A tax conversion.
It's become a tax conversion and smoke and mirrors. It's
good God.
It's yeah. Ugh, God. But yeah, it's what a miserable setup. It's just another one of those things where it's like, if you gave a shit about the original player base, you would have at least given us something to earn by doing this. Right?
Well, I mean, so they have a lot of skins, right? And they want to probably give them away because they know they're not quite up to standard nowadays.
Yeah.
And, like, this is probably a way of doing it, but make it easier. Don't have us sit 7 hours in a stream.
Well, at the very least, though, like, give us, like, if you already have the skin, give us some other reward.
Give us, like, legacy coins.
Give us, like, fuck yeah, give us legacy coins, yes!
Give us, like, 500 legacy coins or something.
Yes, like, literally, that's it.
Also, there not being a way to earn legacy coins is probably just one of the stupidest blunders I've seen so far.
Yes! It's... Yeah.
It is very weird having this sort of, like... like, I don't even know what you'd call it, like a terminal currency where like it's only going to end. There'll be a point where there's just no more legacy credits because people have spent the ball and there's no way to get more. Like, it's so weird having a currency like that in a game.
No, you'll always have people like Proto who just like haven't.
No, but Proto's like giga.
But like, okay,
oh, he is? Okay.
There will still, but that's the thing. Yeah, there will always be somebody who just has 10,000 legacy credits on their account, but there's no way to generate new legacy credits.
Yeah.
They're like a cryptocurrency at that point.
They're like, Bitcoin.
They're gonna go up in value because there's no way. Yeah, there's no. Eventually, it reaches the point where there's no way of gaining more, and you just whatever's there is there, and everyone's fighting for it. Except no one's fighting for it because they're effectively
gotta buy
worthless.
that voice line or grind 2 weeks.
It's just, yeah. At this point, I almost wonder if they even realize.
No,
they don't.
I mean, for sure. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, legacy credits only exist because of how much outrage they would be if they just wiped everyone's Overwatch one.
No. Legacy credits only exist because of a single sentence Jeff Kaplan said on stage.
What's that?
Your currency will carry over.
Right.
If he had not said that, they probably wouldn't have.
Oh, how many things in Overwatch 2 do you think only exist and or don't exist because of something Jeff Kaplan said during BlizzCon 2019?
I think most of the things that you could almost say, yeah, this is kind of fair, exist because of Jeff Kaplan at one point said them.
Yeah.
Like, your skins carry over. Your currency carries over. I don't think they would have otherwise.
Jeff, I want to go back in time, and I want to say to Jeff, when you go up there, there's one thing I want you to say, and that is that heroes will always be instantly available.
Yeah, it was the one thing he forgot to say.
Well, I mean, how would he have known? He did not expect them to be this greedy about it.
But, like, he should have known what was coming. Yeah. He was a smart man.
He felt it.
He just forgot. He forgot. He probably wrote it on his little like sketch thing beforehand. Like, okay, things to say so they don't absolutely butcher this sequel that I care so much about. Mm-hmm. And he just forgot to say all heroes are going to be free. And he's like,
Yeah.
It's something. I should at one point go back and see like.
Well, no, actually, no. He if he had said all heroes would be free, he would still not be wrong about.
All heroes are available in free updates. If he had said that exact line, he still would have
to be very particular.
He would have had to say all heroes would instantly be available to everyone upon release. Mm-hmm. He would have to say that. So,
I mean, they have retconned a number of other things from BlizzCon 2019 already. So
yeah, I hope that Blizzard has enough people like. Paying attention to anything to read the writing on the wall.
The writing on the wall says, please stop.
Please stop, because I already know that a lot of people are very upset that even now they still don't have Ramatra.
Yeah. And they won't be able to get him for a long... Well, I have not seen any of the unlock missions. I don't know how they work.
It's just... It's so dumb.
Because apparently you can, like, grind to unlock them, but I don't know how that works at all.
You know, this is the thing, right? I always said that we're either going to see the fallout now or we're going to see it later. Because
we're going to see it later because they've purposely made it delayed.
Because what's going to happen is that you're going to have a build-up of these characters that people can't play.
I mean, I already had a comp game where someone was like, guys, sorry, I don't have Kiriko unlocked.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Holy shit!
And he couldn't play Kiriko. He played Ana and Zen the whole game.
I thought you couldn't play comp unless you had everything unlocked.
No, you can play comp.
That is...
I played with a guy that didn't have Ramatra unlocked as well.
So it's not comp then? It's not competitive then?
No.
It's not competitive. It's you know, have you paid enough money to be on an even playing field?
Have you paid your tithe to be able to win this game?
FIFA competitive, where you need at least $2,600 of investment to be able to compete.
That's ludicrous. Here's the thing, right? This is how they get you. It's the things you don't notice.
Well, it's especially the things we don't notice because we have everything from Overwatch 1.
Yeah, and I mean it's the same thing with like the qualifications for earning your own competitive points.
Ian, maybe have you noticed this for comp? You have to win 25 games in total to even be eligible for your comp rewards.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's a fucking scummy move to just get in there for no reason.
Yep, just slide it right on in.
Yep.
They know people like me who just do placements and then don't touch it until next season.
Because it's dog shit. Comp is dog shit.
But it's just scummy in general. This shit's more scummy than a pond fucking down the street in Plymouth. It's fucking disgusting.
This reeks, man.
It reeks. It reeks of fucking
reeks of
algae.
The gaming industry.
It reeks of algae and modern gaming industry. It's God, it's awful. Yeah. So, you think we've talked about it enough yet? We can keep going about this for 3 hours.
Yeah. So I
think we've said enough
hold
about
on.
Twitch drops.
We need to talk about I don't know, like the new year. What do you think is gonna happen eventually?
It's gonna get worse.
Well, but the PvE is also gonna come out.
It's gonna be worse. It's gonna be terrible.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's be brutally honest here. What do you think the chances are PvE gets delayed until after 2023?
I'm gonna say it's like a 45% chance.
That's a good chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite 50-50.
I think there's an
just have a
equally
really
likely
weird-
chance of them releasing it half-baked.
Yeah, that's actually more likely. Welcome to the modern gaming industry. It's gonna come out half-baked.
It's like, guys, okay, we know only half the missions are available, but come 2027, they'll all be there.
The modern gaming industry is like a fucking bakery, except everything they serve is dough.
It's like, bake it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like it's like buy it now, and then maybe later we might take it from you and stick it in the oven, and then you're gonna have to pay to get it back.
Okay. If you're gonna use the bakery example, right? So you enter this shop. It's super warm in there. It's like way too warm. You go up to the counter and you're like, hey, one bread, please. They give you like dough and like some flour.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to just sit there in the shop until it cooks itself.
It's that hot in there.
It's misery because it's super hot. You're sweating your ass off. You want to leave, and then as soon as you oh wait, I could see the crust forming. Wait, this might be good, and then it's just all dough still.
Yeah. It's unsustainable dog shit, but I think we all know that. Everyone except the people at marketing know that.
Oh, because the people at marketing only see fucking money flying everywhere.
Yeah, they don't actually know anything about video games.
No.
So, yeah. Yeah,
I will say it concerns me how many people I see who are like, wow, they really messed up with the release of PvP. PvE, which is coming this year. And I'm like, why do you think the PvE is going to be any less catastrophic than the PvP?
Yeah.
Because
like,
people have hope.
I guess maybe I've just reached the age where like I've become this cynical old coot who's like, like I'm looking at all these youngins who are like, yay, video games are fun, and I'm like, you don't know the horror I've seen.
People are on both hope and cope.
Well, that's the thing, right? I still find it so funny how like, especially like new players who buy the skins. People like the old players who see the new players buy the skins, they're like in the game like this fucking idiot. Eliminate them.
He paid $5 for a highlight intro.
He's fueling the machine. Eliminate him immediately. It's which I mean is partially unfair to the new players because they don't have that expectation, which is actually kind of sad. But at the same time, it's very funny that basically, in my games at least, I see these fucking witch hunts on players who have bought cosmetics. It's entertaining.
Hold on.
What?
This is the look I give to people who've. There we go. Me when I see the 17th, like, which skin Kiriko.
Me when I see the Orisa with the fucking $25 Celestial skin.
They're good skins, but not $25, man.
There's no skin that's $25. The Mythics aren't $25.
No.
The Mythics are like $10 max. Like, I don't understand. I don't know how much money these people think people are making. Like,
well, they had the hubris of, like, the community kept hyping them up. They were like, "Oh yeah, you could definitely sell these skins, man. Oh, these skins are so good. They're like the best skins in the industry." It's like,
no, they're not. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it should be like Fortnite. Isn't that a disgusting thing to say?
Fortnite has done everything better so far.
Isn't that a disgusting thing to say?
Mm-hmm.
It's
true, though.
Their battle pass is better, their skin model is better, everything's more earnable in Fortnite, and yet, Fortnite fucking rakes in money like no one else.
Right. Because these other companies are like, oh, we can make even more! And they're like, no.
No,
you're not going to make even more.
Player base does not think anything's fair. They don't want to buy anything.
Because because whoever they fucking hired for their marketing team on Overwatch 2, they did not inform them that they are working with a pre-established community.
Well, I know one of
who
the marketing
fucking notoriously hates buying anything.
Yes.
Like
people would literally rather spend 6 hours in Overwatch League chat to grind for, like, I don't know, their Philly Fusion Ana skin.
A spray.
Well, a spray, or their Philly Fusion Ana skin, than, you know, buy Overwatch League currency.
Then spend $5 to buy currency. Yeah, exactly. Like, I have no fucking clue who they hired and didn't inform that, like, this is a pre-established community. They hate microtransactions. They hate spending money on anything.
I mean, Overwatch 1's community was basically, like, the last bastion.
Yeah, essentially.
It was like, oh yeah, this is the only community right now left that just, like, you can earn everything, and there's no microtransactions that really matter.
And it makes me wonder if that's why they've kind of just given us the finger. Because it's like, they know that they're not going to be able to pull much money out of us.
I mean, duh. They want the new players to spend money.
Exactly.
Not us.
So, it's just...
That's, like, the only market they have, because old players are going to be like, I used to get this for free.
Exactly.
New players are like, I'm none the wiser.
Exactly.
Spend $20 on Lucio.
Exactly. Didn't you literally spend fucking $20 on the fucking Hermes skin?
Yes.
That made me want to fucking kick you in the face?
Yes.
Look, we've all committed sins here in this podcast.
I have not bought a single fucking thing on that store.
Then again, you haven't really had a reason to buy anything in the store.
No, but the only thing I've bought was that Bastion thing for 1 coin. That's the only thing I've bought.
Oh, Mr. Nice Man. Okay, you have spent money, huh?
Yeah. I have never done anything else on that entire...
Just you wait until a Sigma skin comes along.
Yeah, I know.
A skin you can't refuse.
I know, exactly. That's the thing.
You'll be joining the Drex like us soon enough.
I mean, but that's the thing. There's literally, like, only one situation where I would buy anything, and it's, like, literally just a Sigma skin. It's miserable, because every time I play like a new character, right? Like, I play JQ or I play Ramatra. I'm like, I still have no cosmetics. I've been playing this character for 40 hours and I still have no cosmetics.
Yeah.
I still have
That is weird. When I just go to when I subconsciously am like playing Junker Clean and just try to like use a voice line or just like spray on the wall or something, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have any.
They're still my standard sprays and things. They're just awful.
It's like
fundamental parts of the game are still missing.
They're gone. It's like I have no expression. That's it. Like,
you can't even BM people properly.
Like here's the thing, right? Like, I know that there are people who are like, oh, I love the Ramatra skin where he fucking like lifts you up with the staff, and
the highlight intro.
The highlight intro, and then other people are like, yeah, I like the one where he blocks. It's like, yeah, I like the one where he blocks because I like the fucking block ability, you know. Like, and it's the same thing with Sigma. It's like I have the highlight intro I have because I really like Accretion. It's like.
But you can't buy that. You have to buy it.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. There's no level of self-expression for like what you like about a character. It's like for example, the spray that I use for Sigma by default is the one where it's like really creepy with the black hole coming out of his head. You know the one I'm talking about, Ian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's the one I like, because that's what I like about Sigma, the fact that he's creepy.
Eldritch Grandpa.
The Eldritch Grandpa, like the creepy, like cosmic aspects, like horror aspects of Sigma. That's what I love about him. And so that's why I use that skin. And it's like, what do I love about Ramatra? What I love about Ramatra is that he's like a horrible villain that's horribly like understandable.
Yeah.
And there's sprays for that, but I can't use them. It's just... It's awful.
They cost 20... Oh no, they cost 50 currency now, because they have to double every price in the shop.
Yeah, ugh.
Yeah, better grind your 2 weeks to have, like, a spray.
It's just... it's horrific. I don't get it.
Yeah, if you put into context how much you have to grind for an item, it just makes it awful.
Yeah, it does.
Even less worth to play for.
It does. Like, literally, at this point, the only reason I play is because I find the heroes fun, and I occasionally want to feel like I'm improving at
no, the only reason I play is because the game is fun.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like...
There's nothing to earn in
There's nothing to earn.
Yeah.
The game is fun, that's literally it. But that gets old eventually.
Well, that's why they keep changing it.
Yeah. Exactly, because they know they don't have anything else to stand on. So... Yeah. I mean, in terms of the PvE, I'll be honest with you, I'm hopeful for the story. I'm not hopeful for the game mode themselves.
Oof, okay. That's where we differ.
Really?
Yeah.
My man has given up on the story.
I think at this point I have honestly given up on the story. Like, I don't even know when it happened. But, like, at some... for a couple months now, I've been aware of this. Like, I just realized at some point I realized I just don't care about the story of Overwatch anymore. Like, the greater story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just genuinely don't care. Like, I like the individual stories of the characters. Like, Ramatra's backstory. Okay, that's cool. He's an interesting character. I like his connections to Zenyatta and Null Sector. But, like, the greater overarching, Overwatch needs to band back together. What really happened all those years ago between Jack and Reyes? Like, I just don't care. Like... We're not going to get a satisfying answer. It's never going to have any sort of conclusion. It's always going to be eternal edging, just going on forever. Like,
I mean, they've edged this for,
what am I looking forward
years?
to?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, we're going to get some new short story where we learn more about Ashe. It's like, okay.
You know what else surprised me?
I do not care.
You know what else surprised me?
I can't care anymore. It's been too much.
You know how they were going to give us a Sojourn cinematic, right?
Yeah.
Where's that?
I think that's coming out with the PvE, I think is the idea. They're withholding it until the PvE comes out.
Okay.
It's weird that they showed us a sneak peek as early as they did then.
No. But it's like, it makes zero sense, because they gave us a JQ one, they gave us a Kiriko one. Sojourn is the first character released in Overwatch 2, and they're like, no, leave that one for the PvE.
Honestly, you know... I would love a Ramatra one. Can we get a Ramatra?
Everyone would like a Ramatra thing.
I'm sure he's going to show up in an animated short at some point.
Yeah. Can we get a Sigma?
He's like the main villain.
Can we get a Sigma one?
No.
Can we get a Sigma one?
No,
Please?
No.
Sigma's not going to happen. He's going to show up in the background of like a Talon-related one.
He's just going to show up in a fucking cage.
It's going to be the SpongeBob meme where it's like, guys, look, Sigma.
He's gonna get the same weak-ass cameo Wrecking Ball got in Junker Queens.
He's
He's gonna show up as a 2D still in a single frame. Like.
They have to make a whole-ass model for him, but it's a singular frame.
How the fuck do you make a character that interesting and then, like, decide that this is a background character?
Yep.
How do you do that?
Overwatch.
Don't you know Sojourn is front and center?
Oh, yeah.
It's bland. It is amazing how they push to the front the most cardboard wood tier personalities one could imagine.
Yeah, and then you have shit like Sigma and Wrecking Ball and, you know...
Even characters like Lucio, Symmetra, Tracer are more interesting than them.
Yeah. Like, really? like you have characters like Roadhog and Sigma and, you know, Wrecking Ball and stuff like that, who are super interesting characters, but they just
that only work in this setting as well.
Yeah, that only work in the Overwatch setting.
Wrecking Ball only works in the Overwatch setting, in my opinion.
And sort of Sigma. So
yeah, that too.
I think you put it the way that like Sigma only Sigma is the thing that makes Sigma kind of unique is that he's entirely like in the world of Overwatch. Yeah, which is so funny because in the lore he's not.
No. But yeah, just don't fuck up, Blizzard. I know it's not. It's pretty hard to not fuck up.
Don't fuck up, Forehead.
Don't fuck up, Forehead.
I can't believe they fucked it up this bad, but at the same time, I can. It's like they took the incompetence from the balance team, and we're like,
all right, hire everyone like this.
And they were like, okay, everyone, we're gonna have a company culture meeting. Everyone be like the balance team. It's
the balance team left.
And then the balance team left. It's just
hell no.
Oh god. Horrific.
On the topic of story, I just sent a link in the chat there. This apparently came or was discovered as we're recording this.
Yes.
So that might date the recording of this.
Oh man, I can't wait for like 3 people to
buy
the
$30 short story collection.
I can't wait for people to buy the $30 encyclopedia only for the PDF to be leaked online.
Yeah, it contains 8 short stories that cover each covering a different character during like the events of Overwatch 2 and like null sector invasion type stuff. It sounds like.
But this is all like undiscovered stuff.
From what it sounds like, these are all original stories that we haven't seen before.
So they took the short stories and they're like, no, we're also selling these now.
Okay, so yeah, now they're selling the short stories too. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'll just fucking pirate
it. But regardless of that, like, I saw this post like as we were recording. I saw that somebody posted this on my server, and like, I just read through like the like synopsises of all these, and I was like, I just don't care. Like, I know we're not going to learn anything important. Oh, Symmetra travels to retrieve a Vishkar asset and find an old friend. Cool, an old friend who's someone that isn't going to amount to anything or have any importance or weight in the story. Like, I don't care.
I can't wait for Symmetra to find, like, El Scrungolo.
El
Scrungolo will be great. We'll love him.
To be fair, this first one I actually am interested in. The Ash and Bob thing. That I'm interested in.
No, you're only interested in Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess if there's a short story featuring Wrecking Ball, I guess I would be interested. Yeah. But like, gone are the days of me just being interested in general Overwatch lore.
Yeah.
I don't care about 90% of the characters at this point, like beyond how they exist in the game and like their simple stories. Like, in like their bios.
All I want to know is about Bob. Like, Ash is a character there. Yeah, Bob. I want to know about Bob. Ash is there, I guess.
Ash is the vehicle to Bob's story.
Yeah, Ash is there, I guess. But I want to know about Bob. Like,
how's he doing? How's he holding up in the crisis?
Yeah, like nobody. You know, people ask like, "Where's Bob?" Like, Bob, do something, but they don't ask, "How's Bob?" Like, you know, it's.
Has Bob done anything?
Has Bob? Yeah, like Bob.
What has Bob done?
Bob, what have you done? What have you been through, buddy? Like,
they always say, "Bob, do something." They've never asked,
"Bob, what have you done?" It's perfect. Yeah. It's. Oh, here we go. Drop pods rain down on Tokyo. Hanzo hears the ghost of his father. What?
Yeah, I know. I read that. I was like, "What the hell?"
We have ghosts now.
Like, is Hanzo gonna be like haunted by his father? Like, what?
Hanzo's gonna have PTSD in this game.
Like, I'd almost rather Hanzo never get any more lore ever again than see what this actually pans out.
The only lore I need for Hanzo is for him to show up in the background right next to Cass, also in the background.
Just to freak everyone out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, ever since that Kiriko short story, though, you guys read that, right?
No.
No, it's dog shit. I know that it doesn't
ever since
do
that Kiriko short story came out, I've I have lost faith in any sort of quality control in the story department of this game.
Well, to be fair, the Ramatra one was really good.
Okay, I mean, yeah, they're still putting out some things that are good.
It also doesn't help that Kiriko as a character is just impossible to fucking write for, because what is there?
No, she's just miserable.
Yeah, right, it's an amalgam of fragments from multiple different ideas. That's all it is. And then they just shat out some terrible short story.
Well, they had to make
like,
the Fox
That must have been slapped together. That was like a first draft of something they slapped together in an afternoon. Like, it was the least substantial piece of story content I think we've ever gotten for anything in Overwatch.
Yeah, no,
you learn more about heroes through their goddamn bios on the website than what we learned in a short story.
It's funny. You'll never guess what I'm on right now.
The Kiriko
the fucking
website.
Like looking at what the fuck's going on with this.
So basically, it just says nothing.
It's just like here's the thing, right?
It says she's in the Yokai clan. What do we know about the Yokai clan? There's nothing.
You can go to the you can go to her page on the wiki. You actually do get some mildly interesting things.
No.
No, you don't actually. I mean, you get age early 20s, which is
not
demonstrably not correct. You get but then you also get to the
you get she has a fun and bubbly personality.
Yeah.
A lot of tongue-in-cheek lines with other heroes.
The fucking story. Kiriko is cheeky and full of life. She has a tongue-in-cheek style humor, is not afraid of teasing others, regardless of how intimidating they might seem. She exudes youthful energy and intelligence, a combination that makes her extremely personable.
That might be the most liberal interpretation of a character I've ever seen in my life.
That seems like what they were going for, not what ended up happening.
Is it what they were going for? I genuinely don't know.
That might have been the first draft.
She loves to...
Yeah, that's someone's interpretation of Kiriko.
She loves to
it's not Kiriko, though.
She loves to kid around with her teammates, and any disrespect or sass sent her way is simply redirected. Like the Fox Spirit Azer, Kiriko is a trickster, but while a trickster and lighthearted, Kiriko has a strong moral compass and believes in taking care of those around her. She's intelligent and a natural leader. I have seen exactly none of these things.
No. That is just demonstrably not true.
She's
a leader.
Oh yes, she is very lovely. You know, especially in the line where she says, "I like your mask." Man, I like your mask. Okay. That's the whole line. Every single voice line is like that.
Or the one.
You got a bandage? Who exactly do you think I am? Someone who carries bandages? I don't know.
I guess
what
not.
What are you talking about, Kiriko? Like, what?
Where's the funny?
But there's also the line with Hanzo. I'm like, you're actually just sort of a bitch. Where it's like, where it's like, so have you been keeping up with the sword? And Hanzo's like, just like, my trauma, I can't. Like, I can't. I can never pick up a blade again.
So have you kept up with the sword? Hanzo, trauma dumps. Like, okay, all I asked was if you kept up with the sword.
No. It's not even like that. It's even worse. She's like, so I've been keeping up with the sword, and Hanzo's like, I can never pick up a sword again. I after what happened with my brother, I can no longer do it again. This is like horrific trauma. And Kiriko's just like, oh, I'll tell my mom you're considering picking it back up. It's like...
Oh, great way to discard any of the shit I just said.
It's like, can you imagine saying that to someone in real life? Like,
no.
Like someone saying, like, I'm traumatized by this thing, I'll never do it again.
I think if Kiriko existed in real life, she wouldn't exist. She'd be strangled first conversation.
Exactly. Like, it's... the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, this character is horrific. She's just a miserable person. She has no respect for anybody.
So welcome to the BBB podcast, where we need our obligatory complaining about Kiriko segment.
Yeah, I love how Kiriko was nowhere on the itinerary for today's episode, and yet we've spiraled into like a 15-minute rant again.
And then she has the one where it's like, and then she's like, so are you the loud one? And Reinhardt's like, no, I'm Reinhardt, the one with the sword and the shield, or the hammer and the shield. And Kiriko's just like, so not the loud one, right? It's like, come on, let him be Reinhardt. It's just, man,
That was almost a good line.
That was almost a good line. Like, if she had responded with something funny.
Yeah, but, like, there was an attempt at funny.
She's just not funny.
But it's not funny.
Let me put it this way. She might come across as trying to be funny, but she's just rude.
Yeah.
She's not, she does not seem to understand the difference between funny and rude.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it. And I know, Ian, you have your theory, and, like, we're not going to touch on that here.
The personality theory?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You guys are cutting out. What is it you said?
Your personality theory on Kiriko?
On Kiriko? Well, I know that. I know that that's a thing. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. That's gonna be a mystery of the podcast. You know, everyone needs a good mystery. Our mystery is gonna be like the Krabby Patty secret formula, like
the Kiriko personality formula.
Yeah, like Ian's
MIG's deep lore theory behind Kiriko's personality.
We're exactly. It's just
the thing about her is like It should have been so easy for them to make Kiriko work. Mm-hmm. Compare her to Sigma or Wrecking Ball. Those characters are so abstract
and
in
so
like
hard
how
to
they
pull
actually
off.
Yeah, like all the nuances and the little details that make those characters phenomenal had to be masterfully executed in order to make them work. Do you have any idea how easy it would have been for Wrecking Ball to just be an absolute joke of a character? And yet he's like, he fits the world. Somehow he fits the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kiriko is like, oh, she's just a girl from Japan who has connections to a fox shrine and, you know, trained with the Shimada brothers. It's such a simple idea. It would have been so easy to just make a simple character that fit that and would have worked phenomenally for what they needed her to do.
Yeah.
But no, they just had to throw everything into the goddamn soup that is her character and just create this disgusting sludge of, I don't even know what it is. Is this shrimp in here? I don't know.
There's shrimp in there.
You can't tell what is going on. It's like, oh, she's 30, but she's also 18, and oh, she's in her early 20s, don't you know? What? It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no fucking sense. They need to work it out. It's just, ugh. It's so strange because, like, never before has there been a character where it's like, character-wise, like, in the universe, where I've been like, I actively don't like you. It's like...
It's a character you're supposed to like.
Exactly.
But no one likes her.
And this is the first... that's the thing. Some people do like her.
No, those people are stupid.
Like, there's some... Like, I've seen multiple streamers talk about, like, oh, I love this character. She's so kind and... like, funny, and I'm like, Who?
No, who? Actually, who says that?
Wait, I don't remember. I was just watching, I was, like, just fucking, like, browsing streams on Twitch.
Because I think the most common line I hear in response to Kiriko saying anything is, shut the fuck up, Kiriko, please.
Yeah.
It's very strange. And actually, there is one thing I've noticed. The only people who say it are people who are unfamiliar with Overwatch.
Oh.
The only people who say they like Kiriko as a character are the only people who are unfamiliar with Overwatch in general. I've noticed that.
So they've seen her,
like the
but
character
they haven't
design,
heard her.
and they're like, wow, that's a snarky voice line.
No. Like, I mean, like, they're new players. They never played Overwatch 1. Right? That's what I mean. They're new to Overwatch.
So their expectations are zero.
Those are the only people I've seen say they like Kiriko's personality. And even then, not many.
And they've shown they can make new characters work, right? I mean, Sojourn, as cookie cutter and boring as she is, that fits her character.
She's a character, yeah.
Yeah, like,
JQ, absolutely ravenous, ridiculous person, but it works for Overwatch.
Yeah, like, she's like, let's be honest, she's not super bright. But,
no, but that's part of what she is.
Yeah, it's you know, it's just, you know, she's just crazy.
Ramatra, again,
brilliant.
Incredibly brilliantly written.
Ramatra is the first character, not a caricature, we've had since Sigma. So, that's good. Yeah, I don't know. It's just... I almost want to see what they do with Kiriko, because I want to see if they can make it worse.
You want to see how much deeper it can sink.
You know, guys, actually, after all of this...
How deep is this trench that the Kiriko ship has crashed in?
Hold on, Ian. I had a brain blast. Ian, I had a brain blast. You know how Kiriko is... Kiriko was eventually... she came from a PvE enemy. She's gonna be a fucking villain.
You know...
Oh my god.
Man, this...
If she ends up being a villain, I am not surprised.
This 2:30 in the afternoon Frisian liquor is getting your brain going.
A drip of Frisian liquor is getting the brain blast pumping.
No, see how worse they could make her, honestly. Like,
just make her a villain at this point.
Like, make her a villain, but a really incompetent villain.
Like, make the yokai group like a terrorist group that kind of works, but not really.
But not really. They're just like...
They're just in everyone's way.
Yeah, but they're just like a pain in the ass and they tip over.
Like, they attack both the null sector guys and they cause residential areas to be fucking unlivable.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be perfect. Like what if they became just as bad as the Hashimoto clan? That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
It'd be an interesting story.
It's an interesting... Okay, here's the flaw with that. That is inherently an interesting
idea
premise for a character like this.
Right.
But I think Kiriko would make it not work. Kiriko would jeopardize an otherwise inherently interesting story premise. That is how fundamentally flawed this character is as a character.
You know what you do is you make Kiriko kind of a background to what is happening.
Yeah, just keep her out of it as much as possible.
You mean she stands in the back and never speaks?
Yes,
sure.
Yeah, yeah. She is our like view into this, like everything's going wrong,
but she never says anything.
She doesn't need to be
there.
Yeah,
she doesn't. She's like the fucking spectator camera.
Yeah.
It works for me.
I'm just imagining a little message like Kiriko has started spectating. It's like, oh, okay.
Hashimoto,
like, you're there.
Hashimoto clan joined the lobby. Kiriko started spectating.
Oh god. Yeah.
Overwatch lands in Tokyo. Kiriko has started spectating.
Ugh.
Okay. I've been trying to find the best way to bring this up.
Okay.
And given we've already spent half an hour talking about Kiriko, despite not having it on the schedule for today's podcast.
Yep. All right, go ahead.
This is probably the best time to bring it up. I think Kiriko is actually the most brain dead to play hero in the entire game.
Really?
More so than Mercy.
Really?
How so? Well, you can play
you
her brain dead.
You just stand there and right click.
Well, okay.
Like you just hold. You don't even have to fly to targets.
Ian.
You don't have to toggle between damage boost and healing.
Ian.
You just hold right mouse and look at your teammate.
A Mercy player on Kiriko plays like that.
That's true. A good Kiriko does not play that way. A Mercy player on Kiriko plays that way.
But she is way too effective at just standing there and holding right mouse button.
Well, it's a bit, okay, but unlike Mercy, you don't have to fundamentally redesign the character to nerf that.
Yeah.
You could just nerf the healing numbers a bit.
Yeah, but you'd also... the thing is that her like primary usage is for healing, so you'd have to...
Just buffer damage.
But that's what I mean. You'd have to buffer damage, which
or you know, I mean, she has the best ultimate in the game. She has the best escape tool in the game. She has the best primary ability in the game.
Yeah.
She has the best healing primary fire in the game. And her projectile is one of the best support kill tools in the game as well.
Yeah.
So just like nerf any one of those.
Nerf
buff
anything.
Any one of those.
Nerf anything. Like, I would be fine if they slightly decreased the healing on her.
Also, the fact that it's bound on primary fire by default doesn't fucking work for me.
Yeah. If they could just like nerf the healing a little bit, but then I don't know. Buff the...
I don't think you need to buff anything in return. Just make it 85 instead of 125 at the moment.
That's what it is?
Yeah. If all of your projectiles hit, it does 125 healing.
Holy shit.
That's like an entire Hanzo arrow.
You just stand there, just heal. And you don't even have to worry about positioning. Because it's like, I'm getting attacked. I just turn and press shift.
Immediately get out.
You're free. You don't have to have escape routes the same way Mercy does. You don't have to be aware of where people are so you know how to fly to someone and get to them
aware of your
and get
team's
close.
position.
Yeah, it's just stand on the point and then heal. And then, you see an enemy and nobody needs healing. Throw some kunai. Oh, you got a couple hits? Cool. Oh, Reinhardt needs healing. Turn to look at the Reinhardt. Hold right mouse button.
Kiriko does kind of have the same
problem. The number of times I have completely zoned out while playing Kiriko. And just like a minute later, I'm like, oh wait, I'm playing Overwatch. I'm not dead. My team is winning. What? Like, it's insane.
But if you don't do that, she is a lot more of. She's probably one of the more interesting supports.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other weird thing. I actually really enjoy playing her. She's fun. It's fun to land the kunai shots.
Mm-hmm.
But other hero in the game, can I zone out the way I do while playing Kiriko and still just massively contribute to my team?
Right. I mean, especially with that Suzu.
I know one other hero that I can do that with.
What's that?
Mercy.
Yeah, Mercy.
I mean, to be fair, I never touch Mercy, so like maybe I would find it to be the same, but I feel like even Mercy has aspects where it's like you have to be more aware of positioning than you do with Kiriko.
I absolutely despise playing Mercy, but yeah, there's definitely a decent amount to it.
They just have to incentivize the heal. They disincentivize the heal bot playstyle from every support, in my opinion, because it's awful for supports.
Yeah. Well, the problem is but then they add tanks that almost require it.
Well, then that's like part of playing with that tank. You have to heal bot the tank. Also, that's not really true. There's like only one support at the moment that kind of only heal bots a tank, and that's Moira.
Well, yeah.
Every other support is equally good at doing damage.
Moira's really good at doing damage.
Well, she does damage numbers. She doesn't actually kill anyone.
That's true.
Oh, I know a number of Tracer mains who'd beg to differ.
Oh,
that's the thing. I hate that they reduced it from 50 to 40 on the primary fire.
It's the lowest DPS thing in the game.
It's fucking awful.
It does... Actually, no. I think Symmetra Turret is the lowest DPS thing in the game.
It does 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just fucking awful. I don't understand... Well, I guess also Ramatra Annihilation.
Well, but that's Annihilation. I mean, Annihilation itself is also Nemesis form.
Yeah, that's true. No, her fucking suck is awful. It's just...
And people are still going to complain about it.
At this point, I almost don't see the point in, like, not
At this point,
buffing
just change the visual.
At this point, just fucking buff it. Let people complain, because they're going to complain either way. Like,
yeah.
That's it.
I think we've kind of reached a conclusion.
This is how it always ends, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It ends with, like, quips and complaints, and that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah, us getting out all our venting at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Needed a Kiriko vent, needed a Mercy vent, and needed another Kiriko vent.
You can always go for a good Kiriko vent.
I always find it so funny, Ian, that for so long you were so hyped, and everyone was like, but Ian, what if there's a possibility that she sucks? And you were like, well, that would be unfortunate, but I don't think it'll happen.
And then she sucks.
And then she sucks.
No, but it wasn't even a matter of people being like, oh, what if she sucks? It was a matter of people being like, oh, what if she's not actually a hero? Because a lot of people just don't know how to recognize like legitimate hero teaser clues like that.
No, but I
was the one person consistently like, yes, like this Fox Girl character on Kanazaka, there's something going on. She's gonna be a hero. And and then she came out, and I'm sure that contributes to my current take on Kiriko. The fact I was so hyped for her and so excited to see what she was going to end up being, only for her to be the greatest train wreck of a character I think I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you say you don't know when you stopped caring about the lore. I think Kiriko coming out is what probably did it.
I try not to blame Kiriko for that, but I do think she played a heavy hand in that.
Yeah.
I don't want to pin all of that squarely on a single character, but she's probably played a pretty big hand in that.
Yeah.
But I think that's the end of it for today's episode.
I think that's it. Yeah. I don't think we have anything else going on today, so we can just kind of fuck around later. But yeah, I think that's it. Anything else, Ian? Anything else, Ness?
I don't have an ending quip this time. I don't know.
Ian?
Don't let your dog... Wait. I do have an ending quip. Don't let your dog pee on the carpet.
Oh, yeah, that's topical. Anyways, bye.